Okay. So come onto your back and bring your blanket under your head if you choose. If it feels good to you to not have anything under your head, that's great. And we'll see if this whole practice, and it is obviously entirely up to you if you want to participate or not, but we will see if we can do this whole practice with eyes closed. Obviously, if you don't want to do that, you do not have to, or you can just take a peek every once in a while and make sure you're still on your mat, you haven't rolled out the door or anything. But consider keeping your eyes closed for this whole practice. You can be lying out flat. You can have knees bent toward one another in constructive rest. Whatever is the most comfortable for you. And then arms either down by your sides or kind of letting your hands rest on your chest. And as you start to bring your attention to your breath, bring it specifically to your heart space. And as you watch your breath kind of naturally slow as you lie here, and as you watch your ribs expand and contract, picture your heart right inside your chest. And the next few breaths, as your breath starts to get bigger, and start to make it bigger on purpose now. Not so big that you feel taxed, but bigger than your normal breath. But as your breath gets bigger, maybe starting to feel your heart beat. If your hands are on your chest, maybe you can feel it beat under your left hand. Maybe you can feel it in your chest. But each breath, inhaling gratitude for all the things that our hearts do for us. They help animate us. They provide our bodies with nutrients and oxygen. They make us human. They allow us to love. So allowing your breath to nourish your heart. Imagine you can watch it swirling around your heart, giving it a big hug. Continuing to expand your breath just as big as you can now. whole chest filled with your heart. Two more breaths just like that. And if your knees are bent and your hands are on your chest, let your arms come long and your legs come long. Just find a breath here too. And keeping your focus on your breath, specifically around your heart center, for the rest of the practice if you can. And if you forget, that's okay. Just bring your mind back when you remember. And maybe keeping your eyes closed, at least through this next bit. We're not going anywhere. So you won't get lost if you keep your eyes closed. Pull your knees into your chest and give them a nice squeeze. Just noticing if knees are close to each other, noticing how that feels in the front of your hip joint, in that hip crease. There might be a little impingement, pinchiness there. If there is, pull your knees more toward your armpits and see if that doesn't alleviate some of the pinchiness. And while you're here curled up in a ball, maybe rock side to side, maybe all the way from elbow to elbow. Maybe stirring up your knees together or separately. Just kind of exploring in that hip joint and in the low back. And send your feet straight up to the ceiling and flex your toes back toward your face. And point your toes up to the ceiling. Just noticing how those little changes in your foot position change everything about what you feel in your muscles in your legs. And flex. Really sending your heels up and your toes down toward you. And point. Seeing if you can feel that all the way from your ankle to the top of your foot. Maybe it gets a little crampy there. And start to circle your feet independently of one another. Noticing how that feels in your ankles, in the bottoms of the feet, all the way down the hamstrings to your rear end. And flex one more time. Bring your knees back into your chest. And let your left leg come out long. Keep a hold of your right knee. And pull your right knee way out to the side. Just let it fall into your right hand. And pull it into the center. Switch it to your left hand. Come almost into your big twist. Come back to your back. Switch it into your right hand, open out to the side. Into the center, across your body over to the left, but not all the way. To your chest, to the right. And then this last time, as you come to the left, complete your twist, whatever that looks like for you. And send your your right arm out to the side, maybe up on the diagonal. Depends on how, what you're after in your twist. Maybe you want more or less opening across the right side of your chest. And these next few breaths, bring your attention back into your chest. And notice what changes when you've changed your body shape. What changes about your breath in your chest. And one more breath here. Come back to your back. Pull your left knee in, let your right leg come out long. And then let your knee fall into your left hand, hold it out to the side, finding some opening in the inner thigh. Just seeing how that feels in the left hip, how much it likes it or how much it doesn't. Just noting that. Pull it into the center. Switch your knee into your right hand. Come over for about, 75% of your twist. Come back into center. Out to the left. Into the middle and across. Back into center. Out to the left. And this time, finish the twist. Bring the left arm to where you want it to be. And watch your breath in your heart space. See what a couple big ones do. And one more. Come back to your back. Pull both knees into your chest. Let your feet fall down with your knees bent and rock knees side to side, windshield wiper. And here's where you may want to sneak a little peek if your eyes are still closed and you intend to keep them closed for the rest of your practice. You may need to open them so you can get to your tabletop. But I really feel like, I don't feel like you're gonna hurt yourself if you keep your eyes closed. So totally up to you. Rock and roll to seated. Make your way to your tabletop. And find a couple cats and cows, eyes closed or open here. Moving with nice big deep breaths, keeping your attention on your heart space. And imagining that you can see your heart moving way up toward the ceiling within your rib cage and then way down toward the floor as you move through your cat and cow. And we'll find neutral. I couldn't think of the word. Turn your toes under, lift your hips up and back, come into your downward facing dog. Let your heels really sink here. Knees bent, tail way up, heels way down. Inhale. On your exhale, come to your tabletop. Keep exhaling back to your child's pose. Stay in this child's pose for 3 full breaths. Breathing onto the back side of your heart, expanding your ribs between your shoulder blades. And your next inhale, come into your tabletop. Exhale, toes turn under, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. We'll move through that a few times, and if there's any point that you want to stay and breathe a little extra in any place, do that. Inhale into tabletop. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to knees. Exhale, child's. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, hips down and back. One more time. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, down dog. Inhale onto knees. Exhale into child's. And if you want to bring arms down by your sides and let your forehead rest on the mat or on your blanket, maybe make fists roll your wrists. Or you might just want to be completely still. The biggest, fullest, deepest breath that you can find. And come up to hands and knees. Walk yourself forward onto your belly. And come into Sphinx. So here, the closer your elbows are to one another, the bigger your back bend is going to be. The further away, a little more gentle. So just decide how that feels for you for today. And wherever you are, plant all of your fingertips down into the mat, like a little tree frog here. And drag your elbows back, bring your heart forward, lift your chest. And then if you find that that's too much on your low back, bring your elbows even wider. Then release that pull, but leave your hands as flat as they will. My wrists always want to pop up, so see if you can press down whatever is wanting to pop up. Just for a little extra engagement here. Slide your right knee out to the side. Stay for a full breath. Press into your right hand, lift yourself up so that you can slide your left arm all the way through to the right. The further you can kind of get your shoulder over toward the right, the easier your twist becomes. Open up the right arm into your twist, and then make the adjustments that you need, pressing into the back of your head, kind of scooching your left shoulder further so that the back of your right hand can find a place to land. Notice how your breath moves in your chest here. Bring your right arm up and over, back where it started, under your leg first. So legs out long, and then roll back to your belly. It's still complicated to untie yourself from that, but I feel like if you bring the leg down first, it makes it a little easier. And then we'll switch to the left. So slide the left knee out to the side. Find a little engagement. Press down into your forearms, your wrists, your fingertips. Drag your heart forward. Find a breath. Press into your left hand. Lift your chest. Slide your right arm all the way through to the other side. Open into your twist, wiggle around. Find what works for you. And if you've had your eyes closed this whole time, just noticing the difference between how it normally feels when you practice, when you have your eyes open, and moving through this practice without the benefit of using your eyes. Really moving out of using all of your senses and into just feeling into your body. One more breath. And then left hand comes back, left leg comes long, coming back into your Sphinx. One last time, pressing down through your fingertips, your wrists, your forearms. Drag your elbows back and your heart forward. And then release all of that. Come to your back for Shavasana, so you can just flip over, or if you need your head in a certain direction, totally do that. And if you want your blanket under your head for your Shavasana, totally fine. Make yourself comfortable. And come back into the same shape that you were in at the beginning, either hands resting on your chest, or your arms out long, knees knocked together, or your legs out long. Bringing, once again, your awareness to your heart space. Lucille Clifton once said, "Every pair of eyes facing you has probably experienced something you could not endure. Every human being walking this earth has painful stories tucked in the corners of their hearts. If we could remember this truth, perhaps we could see with the eyes of compassion rather than the eyes of our own judgments and preferences." This jewel of ahimsa, or nonviolence, asks us to step lightly, do no harm, and to honor the relationship we have with the earth, with each other, and with ourselves. Roll to your side when you're ready. And press up to seated. Reach your arms out a big inhale breath. Pull your hands into heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace.